It is so much easier to be perfect, or to try to be perfect rather, than to try to be good. If I try to live my life and I try to sort of pick and choose where to be good, where to be bad, you know, where to be like lazy and where to really try my best, I thought, because things are interconnected. Obviously, if I do better in money, it's easier for me to make videos like this. I have more time to make the videos. I can maybe invest in the videos as well with money. And similarly, if I'm good in Islam, it's easier for me to be focused and strong in my fitness or in my money. And if I'm good in my fitness, I have that mental discipline from training in the morning, it's easier to be focused at the computer when I'm working. And all of these things, they're interconnected. So to pick and choose which things I can and cannot slack in, how bad is it to have a bad meal, for example? How much of a negative effect will that have on my training and whatever? How, you know, if I don't train, it's so difficult to choose, because it's possible that you make one mistake in one place, and even though you try really hard in these other places, because this one is missing, it's just everything fails. If a key part of your health is not in there, you just feel low the whole day, you don't feel good, you don't feel strong, you don't feel energized. You're just not going to really succeed in anything. So, you know, you're not going to sound good with your clients, nothing's going to work really. So how difficult is it to actually pick out the things and to understand what is important, what is less important, how everything's going to work together? How much easier is it just to be perfect, to try and be perfect? Just try to do everything perfectly. The other side of it, and this is very important, is you get momentum. Because when you just don't allow yourself to do something which is not perfect, then you just continue to ride this wave of perfect. If you imagine a bucket of water, I'll make this one day, inshallah, with a video. I'll bring a real bucket, I'll show you. If I put my hand in the bucket of water and I spin it in one direction, even if I go very slowly, but I just don't stop, the water is going to eventually start to go, it's going to be spinning like a whirlpool. It's going to build up. Now imagine I built it up going very fast. Now imagine I go very quickly, harshly in the opposite direction. I will not even change the spin. Even if it's going in one way very quickly and I immediately go the other way very quickly and harshly, it will not change the spin. I cannot immediately make it spin the other way because of the momentum. So this harsh action, and so imagine if you're now constantly going harshly, you're trying to go harshly very good, and then you go back a little bit, you do some mistakes, you don't do everything perfect, and then you try really hard again to do some good things and build it up, but then you go back a little bit and you sort of don't do the best thing, you know, you slack. So it's like this thing with the water. It's a lot easier to just keep going in one direction. You don't even need to go that fast. You don't need to try that hard. If you just don't go the opposite direction, you don't even need to go that fast. It's not that difficult. To try and be perfect, it's actually easier than it is to try and pick and choose, to go forward and back and try to balance it and figure it out so that you do it in such a way that it still ends up spinning forwards. It's not as easy as to just continue to go forwards, and you don't even need to think about the speed. You can go fast, slow, only slow. It doesn't matter. As long as you just keep going forward. As long as you just keep trying your best, doesn't matter. You're going to keep going forward. It's going to keep working, and the momentum is going to build. It's a lot easier. As long as you keep trying your best, as long as you try to be perfect and do everything you're supposed to do, everything should work out because life's interconnected. It might not be going very well in one aspect of your life, maybe in your business, but as you keep trying to be perfect in your fitness and at the same time in other things, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eventually you end up being such a person that then it goes well in one of the things that, I forgot what I said, fitness or finance, whatever it was that wasn't working immediately when you were trying your best. Because you're trying your best everywhere, eventually those other things start to impact that aspect of your life. Obviously, if you have fitness and finances, your marriage is going to improve. Similarly, if your marriage improves, your fitness and finances will improve. Everything's going to be interconnected. So instead of trying to pick and choose, I'm going to focus on this or that, I'm not going to focus on this and not focus on that. Obviously, you can focus. You can say, at this moment in my life, I'm focused on money, and I'm going to pray, and I'm going to take care of my, marriage, and I'm going to do some fitness. But mostly, I'm just thinking about money almost all day. But when you do pray, you pray perfectly. When you do train, you train perfectly. If you just keep the momentum going, everything much easier actually. And this is something I'm taking from my life right now, in this moment in my life, that I'm intending to focus on, to do, to think a lot about, to make that intention. Inshallah, I'm going to make these videos. Inshallah. Inshallah. Bismillah. Alhamdulillah.